text field, text form field. Why do Flutter have two text fields? Let's find out why. We have created a new project. Let's create a screen. Now we have to import this home screen into our main dot file. Let's build the basic structure for our screen. We have built the basic structure of our screen. We have a scaffold, a container, and we have a padding that provide space around our main widget that will display. We have a save area that makes sure that our widget remain on screen, and we have a single scroll chart view that makes sure that should in case our widget do not fit on the screen, we do not see any pixelated error. And we have a column where we are going to put in all of our form widget or our text field of our screen. Now let's add our logo. We have added our logo to our screen with a width of 70, and we added a size box to put a little space above. Now let's add our title. We added our text to provide our title. We provided a style to the title. Let's create our text field. Now this is our text field. Let's add some style or decoration to it. Here is our text field. Let's add some space. Now, let's create our text form field. To create a text form field, you have to place the text form field inside a form widget. So we are going to use the same decoration for our text form field. Let's add some space. As you can see, there is no difference visually between a text field and a text form field. Now let's go to validation. This is where you will see the difference between the text field and the text form field will start to show. Let's add buttons to both of the text field. Now let's add the same button to our text form field. Let's add some space. So far, everything is the same between the text form field and the text field. Now, let's go to validation and form state management. This is where the difference will show. Let's add validation to the text form field. Every form must have a key. This key uniquely identifies the form. So let's add the key. Now let's define the key. Now let's add validation to our text form field. To add validation to the text form field, you use the validator function, and This validation function is essentially doing is it is evaluating the text that is being typed into the text form field against this condition. That is, this text field cannot be null and it cannot be empty. Now let's work on the elevator button. So we use the form key to check the current state of the form, and we use the validator to validate the form. So we have added the validator to the text form field. So let's try it. There you go. Now let's add validation to the text field. To add validation to the text field, it doesn't come out of the box. We have to first add a controller. This controller gives us access to the data that is being typed within the text field. Now let's declare our controller. Now we need to use the onChain function to detect when data is being imported. So let's do that. Now let's create this validate function. This validate function will be used to now validate input into the text field. And this is the error message that will appear under the text field when the button is clicked and the validation is not met. Let's declare, let's declare that. Now we need to add the error message to the text field. Now let's work on the elevator button so that when it clicks, it checks or it calls the validation. Now when the button is pressed, this validate function will be called and it will check if input has been made into the text field. So let's try. So there you have it. That is the basic. We just went over the basic difference between a text field and a text form field. And for a text form field, it comes with validation and state management already into it. But for a text field, you have to do the extra work to add validation and all of that to it. Thank you for watching this tutorial.